Claps. What it do, dingleberries? It's me, Keisha, and I'm here with this week's All Tea, All Shade Real Housewives of Dubai Season 1, Episode 17, Reunion Part 1. Y'all ready to get into this reunion? I am. Let's get it. Let's go. All right, you guys, let's do it. You know, we always start off with best hair and best makeup and best outfit. So for me, best hair, of course, goes to Ayan. Her wig was laid like never before, honey. I lived for her wig, honey. The placement, the baby hairs, the rhinestones, the ponytail, everything was styled to perfection. Worst hair for me goes to Sarah. I did not like them droopy curls. It didn't look right. It did not look right. The look, her pin on the side didn't really do nothing for the look. It just looked there. It didn't even look done for real. And I know she paid some coins to get that mess done. Best makeup for me goes to Ayan. That charcoal smoky eye, that bold smoky eye was life for me, honey. I loved her contouring, the nude lip, everything was just done to perfection. It was just amazing. And also I have to give best makeup to Nina. Nina's makeup was seamless. It was blended to perfection. It was sultry. It was sexy. I lived for Nina's makeup. Loved it. Worst makeup for me goes to Sarah. Sarah's makeup to me just wasn't blended well. You know, I discussed this on my reunion looks review video. It wasn't blended well in photos, and then on the stage it just looked way too bronzy. I didn't like that peachy pink lipstick. It just didn't really go with the look. And then Lesa's makeup to me really wasn't hitting. It was very muddy for real. It looked like they put on way too much foundation. You couldn't even see her contour for real, even if they did contour. I don't even know if they did a contour, but her foundation just seemed like it was packed on for some reason. It just didn't look good to me. Best dress, and I mean just the dress itself, goes to Ayan. That dress was stunning. Loved it. Worst dress for me, of course, goes to Brooks. That dress was fucking horrendous. It looked like a rush job. It was horrible. Y'all can get my further thoughts on the reunion outfit breakdown video that is out right now. Best overall look for me, that's hair, makeup, jewelry, shoes, dress, all of it, goes to myself. Y'all know I was on site at the reunion, honey. Take a look at me. Yes, giving body. Now, I decided to come and give the girls some Daenerys Targaryen Game of Thrones teas, you know, because, you know, I saw ahead of time that everybody was wearing the same shoes that I was going to wear. And I was like, I could not come looking like these girls. I got to stand out. If Stanbury thought she was gonna stand out, I was gonna stand out. So I had to give them some cute old Egyptian, you know, Targaryen vibes, you know, House of Dragons vibes. And, you know, I must say I slayed, okay? And outside of myself, I will give it to Ayan. Ayan just looked absolutely stunning. I hated her heels, but everything else was just done impeccably. Worst overall look, of course, goes to Brooks. Brooks looked like a ghetto fairy tale. She looked like a nightmare. That whole ensemble was just over the top. It wasn't over the top in a good way. It wasn't designed well. It wasn't stitched well. You saw the slip underneath that wasn't the same color as the dress. It was brown, doo-doo, nude, and you saw it underneath the split. It was just too many things going on at once. I just did not like Brooke's look at all. So the reunion starts and the ladies start coming out, and Brooks and Ayan come out first, and all of a sudden Andy gets a phone call from Naomi Campbell herself, supermodel extraordinaire. And he's like, you know, this was not scripted. This is not a setup. He was like, oh my God. And so he's telling her where he's at. And she was like, oh my God, Ayan, you're the best thing on the show. And Ayan is just losing her shit. And Naomi asked her to walk in a fashion show that she is the host of in October. And Ayanna, of course, was like, yes, cannot wait to see those photos. I hope and pray that a lot of designers here in the States and overseas, like in Paris and Milan, book her to walk the shows, because Ayanna is everything. Like, she needs to be in all the major fashion shows. Like, yes, ma'am. So all the other ladies come out and the reunion officially begins, and they talk about, you know, the backlash they received in Dubai, because the show is airing in Dubai. Hopefully, you know, people will grow to appreciate the show over there and realize that, you know, they're not trying to make Dubai look bad or anything like that. Then we go to Caroline Stanbury's segment. And she lets us know that, yes, she is going to try to carry the baby with her and Sergio, but not until they move into their home, which will probably be like 2 more years. So no baby until then. And Andy asks her, you know, it just comes across like Sergio doesn't really care about, you know, you having complications with a pregnancy. She was like, I just think it's a thing where he doesn't really understand. And Andy was like, well, don't you think he needs to understand? Like, girl. And so she was just like, yeah, he does need to understand. But even for myself, having a baby right now isn't like number 1 on my priority list. And Andy was like, you know, it from a viewer's question, they asked, like, it just seems like you don't even want to have a baby, but are you doing it because you think Sergio is really going to leave you? And she was like, no, it's something that is a priority for him, so I want to do that for him. But I'm like, it's obvious that you don't want to have no baby and that you really don't even want to have nothing to do with it. So what's the point? Like, I don't, like, you don't want to make that child feel unwanted. You know, I don't really understand it. So then Andy asked Lesa, he was like, Lesa, will you give Caroline any maternity clothes? And she was like, yeah, I'll give her and Sergio some. That was hilarious, honey. The first bit of shade, honey. So then Sergio's soccer career comes up. And she says, Stanbury says that he did play in the soccer field or whatever. And Ayan and them is like, girl, no, he didn't. And then Brooke says that he was basically on the bench, so he never got to play. And it's just a bunch of mess going back and forth. And then Andy brings up Sergio's past tweets, and Lesa was like, oh, his racist tweets. Oh yes, honey, let's get into it. Brooke speaks up about it first and says that, you know, she called and talked to Sergio. Well, actually, Caroline called her upset and going off or whatever when she heard about the tweets, and that Brooks then got on the phone with Sergio and talked to him about the whole thing or whatever. And then Sarah jumped in and was like, apparently this was when he was really famous and he was hosting some event for some like rapper or somebody, and the rapper tweeted that on his page. He didn't tweet it. Girl, get the fuck out of here. 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 Regardless, if somebody else tweeted it, he is grown enough to know that that is not okay. So the fact that Sarah's sitting up here trying to cover up or, you know, agree with that he didn't do it, sit down. Please sit down. Please sit down. Please sit down. Because if it was something that he said derogatory towards your culture, would you just be believing it? Girl, get out of here. Please get out of here. And so Andy asked Brooks, how does she feel about Sergio and his apology afterwards? And she was like, you know, I kind of feel indifferent, you know, because nobody should use that word. But she says he did apologize behind the scenes, but she acknowledges that he didn't apologize publicly. And that's my problem, because acknowledge what you did and fucking apologize publicly. You tweeted that shit publicly, so apologize publicly. And all of the women on that stage should have held him fucking accountable for that shit instead of trying to sweep it under the rug. Because once again, when it comes to black people, oh, he said the N-word. He didn't mean it. He didn't know. Girl, get the fuck out of here. This is 2022. That man is not no fucking dummy. Everybody knows that the N-word is not okay to say at this point. This is not 1952. Let's stop it with with the foolishness. Because once again, if somebody says something horrible and demeaning and racist or anything like that about anybody else's culture, it'll be taken more seriously. But I guess because it's black people, nobody really cares. But okay. And like I said, every last one of them should have held his ass accountable. That was wrong. Ain't no excuse. I don't want to hear shit. He needs to fucking apologize, including fucking Caroline. Since she was so upset, she should have made sure that he said a public fucking apology. Girl, oh, that done pissed me off. So, she then says, that, you know, she works in, you know, influencing and all of that type of stuff. And Andy asks, well, what does Sergio do? And she was like, well, he works with me and he also does crypto. Girl, AKA he ain't got no job. Sit down. And then she says that, you know, he gave her a check for the money that he made with Bitcoin or whatever, and that Nina knows it to be true because she saw it or whatever, and that he gave her the money to buy furniture. And Andy was like, well, who's paying for the house? And she was like, we both are. Andy, Ayan, and Lesa was looking at her like, girl, do you think we really believe this bullshit? Girl, sit down somewhere. It's okay. You're the breadwinner. We all know it. He ain't paying for shit. But okay, girl. So, Ayan then goes on to say that she feels like all the PDA that they do is literally for cameras because it's not like that in real life. The other girls say that they are always like that. And Andy brings up a tweet that Sergio said to Ayan about, yeah, this is, you know, our sexual activity or some shit. She probably don't know what it looked like and she ain't getting any. First of all, why is your grown ass sitting up here tweeting another fucking woman? Oh, I forgot, because he is a little woman. Okay. He wants to be the fucking 7th housewife, girl. Okay. I mean, honestly, he would be a better housewife than Caroline, boring ass. So Ayan was like, child, I don't even know if he know what a vagina look like. He don't even know where babies come from. So explain to me how their relationship is so sexual. I mean, I'm with you, Ayan, when you're right. Because how this grown ass man don't even know where fucking babies come from, but you are sexual with this. I keep on telling y'all that woman is that man beard, allegedly. You can't get me to believe that that man is straight. But all right. So, Sergio alleging that he knows the person that invested into Lisa's maternity wear line. And she like, child, that's a lie. And she goes on to show Andy what they make just via Facebook alone without, you know, them being even on Bravo. And Stanbury then comes with some type of thing saying that it shows that she don't get no activity on her website. No views on her website. Girl, use a motherfucking lie talking about that girl don't get no fucking views on her website. Sit down. Stop it. And Lesa was like, girl, bye. Don't play with me or my business with your bankrupt business. Now she got a bankrupt business. Lesa keep on eating that ass up, honey, and I'm here for it. Brooke's segment is up next, and she lets us know that her what is she opening up, a spa? What the hell is she opening up? I don't even know, child, but the shit is called Glass House and it'll be open in 28 days. And she already has a second location that they're going to open up, and they're going to be open by fall, aka when it's time for them to film again, because they'll be filming again very soon. Which is great. Happy for her and love that for her. So the conversation about her ex-husband Zoran comes up, and she says that they're doing really good right about now. And she said that it was really huge that they were able to sit down on camera and talk about their past and have him acknowledge what he did and apologize. She said he's given his life over to Christ now. And, Andy asks, you know, well, what happened in your marriage? Because, you know, you stated that there was abuse, like what kind? And she was like, mental, physical, all of it. She was like, it was just really bad. And she had to get out of there because she feared for her life. And so I was wondering, you know, was it their physical abuse, you know, in their relationship? And she said that, you know, outside of him apologizing to her privately, He wanted to really show how sorry he was and how he's changed by doing it publicly and acknowledging what he did and not shying away from it, which is huge, because a lot of men that are abusive don't change, and hopefully he is on a righteous path of, continuing to be a better person and to treat people better and women better overall. And I pray that their relationship continues on a positive path, and that he does right by their son. So Sarah's parenting comment comes up, and Andy asks how they are now, and Brooks is like, that's my girl, we get along great. And then he asks Sarah, how would you feel if somebody asks you that same question without really knowing you? How would you take that? Nina says that if it was her, she would have just pulled her to the side and said, this is not the time to talk about this or whatever. And then somehow the conversation gets shifted towards Ayan. And Nina says to her, people that are good to you, you always feel like they are attacking you. And Ayan told Nina, so Nina, eat a French fry and look at the moon. Y'all, I hollered. Whoo, that was funny to me, child. That shit was hilarious. Sorry, Nina, but she got you with that one, girl. So Sarah then says, you two both talked about us all season, talking about some Ayan and Lesa were talking about them. And I was like, how did they talk about y'all? And at the end of the day, this is a show where everybody talk about everybody. Like, don't try to act like they the only two that said something because Brooke said something about you. Like, girl, stop. Y'all all said shit about each other. And Ayan was like, but you threatened me with police and a lawsuit. And I was like, now, if she did that, that's a bit much. That's a bit much. Like, girl, just because she said you was judgmental, I mean, you kind of are, but okay. So then Sarah called Ayan and Lesa two highlighters. I know Sarah had it in her. That was a good little Joan. I like that. Ayan and Brooke's weird ass friendship is the next segment, and they say sweet things to each other about why they like each other and all that good shit, but then they get to arguing like they always do, and Ayan blames Brooks for everybody's, fighting, like everybody getting into it. She blames it on Brooks. And then Andy asks Brooks, does Ayan and Lesa's relationship bother her? And she says no, but Lesa's like, girl, you lying. You know damn well it make you feel some type of way how close we are. And Lesa denies it. I mean, not Lesa, I'm sorry. Brooks denies it, says nobody on the stage gives a flying fuck. And Lesa was like, oh, so that's why you all started a new friend group then. Okay. And Sarah was like, we actually really like each other. And Ayan was like, since when? Last week? I don't bit more believe that neither. I feel like they all decided to get together and go against Lesa and Ayan this season. It's obvious that there's a divide there. It's those two against the other four. Do I like it? No. I wish more people would be more real about their feelings and how they feel about certain people. But it is what it is. This is a reality show. At the end of the episode is Lesa's segment, and they talk about Miss Gold and how she got attached to her and everything. And then Andy asks Caroline, what do you think about Lesa's designs? And Lesa stands that, she has a 7-figure business and that they're doing great. So Caroline was like, she actually steals my friend's design. And Lesa was like, what friend? She was like, a friend of mine showed me how she's been stealing her designs. And Lesa was like, I don't even know who your friend is. Like, I don't even know what you're talking about. She says, all of my designs come from me, and then 10% of them are outsourced, and they have the paperwork to prove it, that everything is legit and, whatever. So Caroline then pulls out her book of lies with a picture of Lesa on the front with a Pinocchio nose. And it's like, what, girl? And so Lesa was like, girl, don't come after me in my role, because I'm the only person up here with a real viable business. And Sarah and Nina and Brooks all like, excuse you, and Nina was like, so my business isn't real, it isn't viable. And they were like, what's your business? And Nina was like, my fruitcake business. And y'all said, who buys fruit? Who buys fruitcake? And Nina was like, obviously somebody do. I guess somebody does, child. Woo, Jesus, that was funny to me. At this point, Nina, just sit back and go at somebody else. Don't keep on coming from Ayan, because she keep on eating you up, girl. I'm going to have to teach you how to read if you get asked back for next season. Nina, girl, you know, we talking my DMs. Hit me up for next season for some reads, girl, because they be eating you up, girl. You gonna have to learn how to read, sis. I charge $100 per read, child, because these girls keep on eating you up, Nina. Anywho, overall, I'll give part 1 of the reunion a C+. It was cute for what it was. It really wasn't a lot going on. It wasn't explosive or like ooh or anything. Like, I feel like next part 2 might be good if what's her name, Caroline could actually show proof that Lesa is stealing this other woman's designs. Like, I want to see that. I know she's going to accuse Lesa of being an escort, which I really truly don't believe, and nobody else does, but okay, girl. And I can't wait to see Lesa bring up the Jeffrey Epstein, Einstein, whatever that man name, allegations against Caroline. Now that's gonna be good. Now I need more on that right there, okay? But yeah, I give it a C+. They got to bring it through in part 2. Let me know what you guys thought of reunion part 1 from Dubai. Let me know who you thought was the best dressed and worst dressed also down below in the comment section. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you all, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.